Juice? No. You ain't ready for the juice. We're back. We're back here.
Are we rolling? We're rolling. All right.
We're rolling, bro. We're just going right into it.
Okay. Top December baits. Let's get it.
December.
What are we starting with here?
Well, I think we want to remind everybody about our quick shout out. We got some awesome goodies in.
Of course, wintertime. Big swim bait's going to be good. We got Huddlestons. We got a full stock of those. We got some limited color runs too. Simon Says, some Frosty. We got some cool ones, so make sure to check those out.
And a custom color coming from Copper State at some point.
We do.
At some point, guys. Soon. It's coming. We got a good one.
And then we got the full, almost the full line of Clutch, but we got the Eco, nice little shad glide, and then we got the OG and the Darter. So great time to be throwing some glide baits and some softies right now. Make sure you guys check those out. Let's hop into.
Let's get into it, bro.
Yeah, we're gonna start with.
So I think they can tell by our selection here, guys. We got a lot of deep stuff, but want to remind you guys, shallow can still play too, right? Yeah. Keep in mind, but we're gonna target, I think, mostly on the deeper side of things.
That's where I tend to stay. You can have those warmer days though. Go catch them good on a crank
or if you got grass or anything like that in your lakes, don't forget about that shallow bite. But and also on that shallow bite too, guys, if you want to see some of that shallow bite that happens in the wintertime, we're going to release a YouTube here shortly. We're down the river out there with Will, and we had a pretty good day, so check that out. Don't forget about that. But let's dive into it with some deep stuff. I don't know. I really want to start with this guy. He's one of my favorites. Start off
with that. I don't do it much, so you start off with that guy.
I love this. So this is the Pulse Lures Pulse Jig. Pulse Fish Lures, and this is a Scrounger style head. Scrounger style head, that's hard to say. But guys, what this is it's a lead head with a cup on it, a plastic cup, pretty flimsy, but it stays in place really well. And that's gonna, on a straight reel, it's just gonna go back and forth, right? And you can pair this with any, I like a fluke style, something with a straight tail or fork tail. Just a shad style bait. One of my favorites is the Hog Farmer Spunk Shad. This crystal shad color is absolute money. There's a bunch of other great colors too. Anywhere from a 3.5 all the way up to the 5.5. Just depending on your shad sizes and your lakes. I like the 4.5 pretty much regularly, and I throw a lot of the 1 ounce. But what's awesome about this guy, it's kind of a little bit old school, but I think it's just a lot of people don't really talk about it a lot. But this guy's, it's super weedless, right? I'm throwing this, you got small ones, I think we got 1/4 ounce all the way up to what's 1 ouncer. And one of my favorites is the big 1 ouncer. It wants to rise a little bit, guys. So this is going to play more like a 3/4, but I can fish this in any water column really. But I really like this on those deep fish in that 20 to 40 foot range. Is where I'm going to concentrate on that 1 ouncer, and that's a lot of times that's like the money zone this time of year.
Just a steady retrieve with it, or you yo-yoing?
Yeah, I mean, every now and then I'll give it a rod twitch, because if you're just steady, it has a lot of great action, and you'll get plenty eats, especially if they're fired up. Just reeling it, slow rolling it, and letting it do its thing. But rod twitch or just killing it, let it fall back down. These are super, super weedless. Like I'm going through trees. I'm going through heavy rock. I'm going uphill. I'm going over cables if you got marinas or docks. I mean, you name it, these things go over it, and they don't get really hung up at all. Like one of the most weedless baits I've ever used.
Just that plastic lip blocking that
hook. And the hookup ratio is phenomenal too, because when they come up with that just collapses and they get a hook in them. And I'm throwing on, a 7.3 medium heavy all the way up to a 7.6 heavy, just depending on what, size I'm throwing.
Gotcha.
What you got?
Scrounger. Let's start it off with the old A-rig right here.
Oh, yeah.
Just a wintertime classic. We got some different options. This one's a new one to us, actually. This is a Hog Farmer little Copper State collab. So we went with the mini size, especially out here, just that finessier kind of style compared to those big ones. Just gets bit a little better. You got the all blades as the teasers, and then the 2 hooked ones on the bottom. Super money this time of year. I like it. Super easy to rig. Just snap your jig heads on and you're good to go. I mean, throwing a couple different jig heads on those. I mean, whether it's the 6th Sense just Divine swim bait head. This one's super cool too because it's got the 7/16 ounce, but it's only a 3/0 hook, so you can keep that
throw those smaller
compact profile. Yeah.
3.5, 3.3s.
Exactly, yeah. And I mean, usually I'm running anywhere from the 3.2 to the 3.8 right now. That's usually what I stick with.
Yeah.
Super cool options. We got another desert rig one, the 88 baits. It's even a little more compact than the micro rig from Hog Farmer. Those are good options. If you guys aren't in Arizona, we got you. We got you covered with other ones. You guys can run more than the 2 hooks with the Divine rigs. We got some Hog Farmer ones. Just super easy technique right now. I mean, usually I'm sticking with anywhere from that quarter to 3/8 ounce head. I mean, fishing that 15 to like 20 foot, 25 mark. With
it's a little bit different too, because like with ours, right, the 2 hooks, you got to weight it differently than a lot of other guys. So like guys in Texas or Alabama or, you know, where a lot of the A-rigs this time of year are popular, a lot of them are doing a lot of, you know, light heads all the way around. Sometimes, you know, if they're going really deep, which deep there is like 20 feet sometimes, you know, but keep that in mind. The weight of the heads was bigger, you know, bigger difference here than it is there.
Yeah, exactly. So just wherever you're fishing, keep that in mind for your body of water. Super simple, just steady retrieve, give it some nice pumps with the reel, just kind of flex that rig, pull some bites doing that. That's just one of my favorites. You can target them on scope with it. You can just go down the bank and chuck and wind it. It's just a really good technique this time of year. One
of my favorite things to do with that A-rig, guys, is I don't know if you've ever done this, Tater, but long line in that sucker.
I haven't really done that much. No. I'm
so
more just a cast.
You know, a lot of times keeping that bait in the strike zone as long as possible is super key. So a lot of times, one of my favorite heads is that Divine 7/16 with that smaller, and what that allows you to do is throw a smaller swim bait and keep it deep because it's heavier, and that smaller swim bait's gonna not want to rise that and make that A-rig rise with our 2 hooks as much. And sometimes I might even take a couple blades off just to make sure it gets down deep, or downsize my blades. But that long line, guys, keep that in mind. If you got like a long flat or a really long point that you're fishing, you got a lot of fish all over the whole thing, it can be tough to just kind of live scope them. But if you long line that, you're keeping it through a zone. I empty out my whole spool and cover a whole, you know,
that whole area,
and that's worked out really well.
Yeah. I mean, just get you some Kitech, some Divine swim baits on there, and you guys are good to go with that.
Good to go.
I know probably no one wants to hear about this one, but
people are sleeping on this. Man, guys, you guys are sleeping on this, guys. I'm telling you, the wing fluke has been so good. I mean, so good.
Yeah, I mean, it's fire bait, especially on the fall too. Fall's it's got that nice kind of sporadic action, but the hover stroll right now. I mean, targeting suspended fish, easy. They're schooling up. We got a nice new head in stock here too, from help designed by our guy Seth here and Richard. They did good on this one, but
got to make something for those guys that want the bigger hover strolls.
Right. So with this, the whole key with this one is you get the 5/0 hook size with the lighter head. So you know, usually you get that bigger hook size with other heads, and it's got a 1/2 ounce head or 3/8 head, something like that. With this one, it's coming in 5/0 hook, 3/16 ounce. Got the nice eyes on there, all resined over, so they're not coming off. Nice bait keeper on there. I like the hookup ratio better, especially it's going to let you throw those 6-inch sockas, even just like on the freeloader, your 5-inch wing fluke, any of those little bigger stroll baits, the drift fry. You know, you just sets a little farther back on the bait, better hookups. Those have been really fire. I've been throwing those a lot lately. And then, of course, the range roller and stuff for your smaller baits. These fired baits ones have been really good. Yeah, I mean, just, of course, picking off on scope with your suspended fish. And then another one, too, is fishing for those bottom fish. I know Seth has been doing that a lot lately.
I don't know if you want to say it. Don't say that out loud.
We're saying it. But yeah, just, I mean, the ones you would catch with, you know, like throwing a jig on them or something. Position yourself, you know, in the shallow end, casting to the deep off those points and just strolling it uphill, super low to the bottom. I mean, what, 6 to 12 inches off the bottom?
Yeah,
I mean, just
and I'm working uphill.
Heads.
Yeah, the reason for the uphill is because that light head keeps it really natural, and you can keep, you know, a 1/4 ounce, 1/2 ounce, 3/8, whatever, down pretty easily, but that light head, something about how that functions through the water, it's able to stay in one spot a lot longer. Talk about rate of stall in some of our videos. And so if you're working it uphill, you're able to keep it closer to the bottom consistently. Instead of that bait wanting to rise, you have to slow down your retrieve. You can keep that same retrieve on the same line, 7 to 8,
Yep.
10 inches above the bottom. They've been loving it.
Yeah, no, that's been a super fire way. Something a little different. Everyone thinks deep suspended fish trolling, but
Yep.
you can catch them on those jig spots, those good cranking spots. They're
Come behind people and do it.
Yeah, exactly. It's a good way to pick off some fish, especially if there's derby going on or the day after a derby, anything that sorts. But that's a super good one. We got all the colors in the wing flukes, freeloaders. We just got some mooch minnows in too. So check those all out. And I say lastly, this one just kills it all year.
Well, we forgot about one.
You go get off with that one.
I got
and then
one
we'll
more.
go with this one last.
Because this is one of those ones a lot of people talk about jigging spoons in the wintertime. And you guys, this jigging spoon right here by 6 Cents, they designed it correctly. It's so tough. You get a lot of spoons out there, jigging spoons in particular. You got to add a barrel swivel. You got to add stuff so fish can't create leverage on a little spoon with a treble hook and throw your bait, because this is a 1 ounce spoon, guys. It's a heavy weight. So when they come up shaking, from 50 feet of water, 40 feet of water, wherever you're jigging from, a lot of times they have a tendency to come off. And so that barrel swivel already built into the bait, and then that also free 360 degree barrel swivel built into the back for the treble hook, guys. You can't beat a jigging spoon.
Right.
This time of year, you guys cast these out, hop them back, even slow retrieve them, stop it, let it fall, drop it straight on them, straight down. Whenever you're seeing your schooling fish down deep, guys, don't forget about your jigging spoons. You cannot forget about those.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like how it comes with the EWG treble on there too. Just another nice little addition, but super good one. All right. Lastly, I like
the dreaded drop shot.
I like the drop shot, man.
You got to do it sometimes.
Yeah, it works too. Especially if you're just trying to go get bit this time of year, just want to go have fun, catch some fish, whatever lake you're at, especially out here on the West Coast. Get you I like the 6-inch straight tail, either the Missile Magic Worm, the Deception Worm from X Zone's good.
Got a bunch of new colors in that one too.
We did. We just got restocked. A bunch of new colors on those. Super simple way. Super fun. Everyone can go out there and drag it. Usually out here I'm staying with 3/8 ounce tungsten weight. And then I like to throw it on the cover shot, have it Texas rigged on there. Super weedless. If you don't have a lot of cover in the lake, go with that nose hook. You won't have a problem there. Just out here with all the brush, stuff like that. That Texas rig's the way to go.
You said 3/8 on there. I know a lot of guys don't like going heavy on a drop shot.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm opposite. I like to get it down there,
100%.
keep it down there, and I'm good. Maybe if you're, I don't know. Especially out here too, we got such abrupt drop-offs and everything like that. I like the 3/8. It's good all around. But yeah, I like a little longer leader this time of year too. Keep it off the bottom a little more. Yeah, 3/8. Get it down there quick. Keep it down there. That way too, if you're on a spot, certain little rock pile or something, you can just shake the slack in your line and it's going to stay there. The weight's going to stay on the bottom.
Especially because you're fishing deeper, I think, typically.
Yeah, exactly. In the spring and stuff, fishing a little shallow, get away with that 3/16 1/4 ounce. But that's just my confidence. I like the purples and browns, PB&J.
Can't go wrong with any purples.
Ox Bloods, Egg Zone too, just that classic green pumpkin blue is a good one. Super fun way this time of year. You can vertical drop it, sonar, scoping them. Also just cast and drag it too.
I got a question for the viewers.
What you got?
So, and I want you to tell me, I kind of sprung this on you, but what is the deepest fish you've ever caught? And guys out there, comment down below. I want to know the deepest fish y'all have ever caught. I know mine. What's yours?
I feel like mine's not that deep. Like
really?
50 feet, 45, 50
okay.
feet.
I caught one at 86 feet.
Yeah, that's not
on a jig and spoon on the bottom.
I feel weird out there. Once we get that deep, it's just like
it's
I'm not having it, bro. It's weird.
86 feet. If y'all can beat that, if y'all caught a deeper fish, I want to know. And yeah, you have to bring those fish up really slow from that depth.
You don't want
to blow them up.
Yeah.
Curious.
Yeah. We also got your fizz needles this time of year.
We do.
You guys need those. Keep those fish healthy. Yeah, we appreciate all you guys watching. Check it all out, CopperStateTackle.com, and peace.
Thanks, guys.